Yeah. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Let's see if we can't just run through here, tag a few people. Man, I can't believe it. Sweetie Pie, she got her little thing. It was a nice try, sweetie, but that thing ain't worth 2 cents. You're gonna have to get another one. I'm just gonna tag a couple of people. Then I'm gonna set this phone down. When my big sister see me and start fussing at me. She be serious about not messing with that phone while I'm driving. Well, ain't no traffic on the road right now, so I'm just gonna tag a couple of people. Alright. Mind you, brothers and sisters, that Elder Moniel Ben Eleazar, I noticed that you had quite a few people with those videos, but what I want to tell you is that Facebook have now blocked the videos, and even if you tag people, they still can't see it. So I'm going to encourage brothers and sisters that they would go and pull the video off of YouTube if you want to get it in the hands of people to where they can share it. Because if I'm only the people that I'm tagging right now to be able to view the video, and that's crazy. But that's how they that's what one of the things that Facebook have done to keep the numbers of views down, try to stagnate the word from going forth. So that's one of those things right there. So yeah, so if y'all want to tag brothers and sisters, if you find a video you think is interesting, if you just tag them on Facebook, they're not going to see it. The only people that'll get to see the video is the people that's originally getting tagged in it from the jump. And I don't care how many times you share the video, it's only shared with those same people. It is not going outside to the people that's on your friends list and all that. The only way that that's going to happen is that you're going to have to go and pull the video off of YouTube and then tag your friends list. So, okay. Now, I'm about through there. I'm going to put this phone down here. Oh, yeah. Put this phone down here. I'd like to say shalom, my Israelite brothers and sisters, those that are near, those that are far off. We know that those that are near are dealing with our brothers and sisters that have come into the light of knowledge of who they are. Those that are far off are still our brothers that reside in the constructs of Christianity. We left off with that last video yesterday. We left off dealing with Deuteronomy. I do believe it was chapter 6, verse 8, where we were instructed to teach the laws, the statutes, the judgments, and commandments unto our children. That we would teach them when we walked by the wayside, we would teach them while we ate dinner, we would teach them while we laid down at night. That the scripture said that we were to bind them between the frontlets on our head, and then we were to bind them on our hand. But I did receive a little feedback from one of the brothers off the YouTube channel that was giving me the difference between Deuteronomy and Revelations, the mark of the beast, which I totally understand. That we know that one mark is physical. We know that one mark is spiritual. We know that God's mark in Deuteronomy is dealing with the spirituality of us retaining His word. And then, but my whole point was this: So let's not be misunderstood. The whole point is that Satan mimics the Most High. And everything that the Most High have done, Satan is going to do too, his own way. So the same way that the Father told us to bind this word in our minds and let what was in our minds now be driven by our members, which are our body, what the head think the body gonna carry out. Well, it's the same way. It's the same exact way. Because see, let me show you something. In order for anybody to accept the mark, they first must pledge their allegiance to the opposer of Hamashiach. It's not like they gonna get no mark and then that's just it. No, you got to pledge your allegiance, and then you receive a mark. So your thought process has already been changed. And then too, let's tell you on this, just like when we start looking at the different marks in the scripture, when we go to Exodus 31st chapter and start looking at verse 14 through 17, where it starts dealing with the Sabbath. In the Sabbath, he said, and you should keep this Sabbath throughout all of your generations. It is a sign between me and thee forever. That is the Father's mark. That is the Father's mark upon his people, which was the Sabbath day worship. Okay? Well, let's look at it. The mark of Roman Catholicism is the first day worship, Sunday worship. That is the mark and the sign of Roman Catholicism's authority in the earth. You see, the Father has his mark upon his people, which is his Sabbath day. And in this world, Satan is going to mimic the Father because he seeks to do what the Father hath done, and the Father seeketh such a people to worship him. So Satan seeketh the people to worship him. So the mark of Satan's authority in this world is the first day worship, Sunday worship, Sunday worship. And it's the way we tell our brothers and sisters that are in Christianity, that you are up under the identification, you have identified yourself with the kingdom of darkness rather than the kingdom of light. Because you can't find Sunday worship nowhere in the scripture. But you can find the Sabbath day, which is the seventh day, the last day of the week. You can find that all through scripture. 6 days thou shalt work. And then the last day is to be holy and set apart. You see, that's the Father. And the Father's people is going to worship him and honor him on that. So it's like if you're a part of the Christian church and you bear the title of Christian, how you going to move into your purpose? Because don't no law matter. So, but we are looking at things that's going to transpire and things that's transpiring in these last days that you see, they're going to bring great persecution upon the Father's people. You see, because he think to change times and laws. And so the papacy is going to change times, it's going to change laws. And when these laws are implemented, the Father's people will not break his law. But that is how persecution is going to come. And when we see Donald Trump and Netanyahu in cahoots together, you're not looking at anything that is different. How can these be God's people? When, you know what? When these people, these two people right here, these two groups right here are the same groups that were responsible for taking Israel out of the land and then sending them into slavery. How in the world could the Father's people be diminished? except it was for the religious organization of Christianity, which these two people have heaped up for themselves. You see? Because it's the so-called Christians that support these people that the Bible calls the synagogue of Satan. They walk hand in hand together. So our brothers and sisters gonna have to, but we don't worry about it, because we know that eventually you're gonna change. You're gonna come out of that. You're gonna come out of that. But these same Jews is the ones that was responsible for, they were the owners of the slave ships. They was the ones that made the money off of the slaves. When the Bible say, you shall be sold unto your enemies for male and female slaves, who do you think they was talking about? Okay? We were sold to the Europeans, who were classified as our enemies. But you got to ask yourself, who sold us to the Europeans? It was these same people that they are in cahoots together from the beginning. They have always been in cahoots together, and now they're in cahoots again as a means to try and diminish the Father's people. But this time they know that they want to destroy the Father's people. And it's sad, because the European brother, he don't understand is that when you start dealing with Satan, it's like making an agreement with somebody that's going to stab you in the back. You see? Because he is going to destroy those Europeans as well. He's going to destroy those European people that think that they got some type of, some type of favor in this world. They're going to be destroyed too. As a matter of fact, they're already been destroyed. They're already going into slavery through joblessness. They're already on food stamps. They're already on welfare. They already have lost their houses in foreclosures and everything, because guess who owned the banks? The very people that you was in cahoots with is the ones that's bringing you into slavery. But we know that that's the scripture. He that lead into slavery shall go into slavery himself. And so you got some of these like Ku Klux Klan people, and then left, right wing, whatever they call them, racist, flag toting people. They hate them Jews, and it's for good reason, because all of the Europeans can't see it. The ones that are being, the Europeans that have been deceived are those that are Christians. You see, but these other people, they ain't been deceived. They hate them Jews. They hate them. They can't stand them. And if they had their way, they would love to kill them all off. You see? And everybody talk their stuff. But it ain't nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new that's going on up under the sun. These people are going to go out of their way. So when we start talking about the third temple, we're not talking about no temple that's dedicated to the Most High. The temple is dedicated to the man of sin, the lawless one. And guess what? And see, many of our brothers, I think it's all about your study habits and everything, but do you not know that everything that you say, everything that you learn, everything that's up under your belt and your mentality is going to be tested, it's going to be tried? Faith untested is not faith at all. You see? And so we know that some of us are going to be destroyed. Some of us are going to lose our lives. Some of us are going to be put in incinerators and burned alive. Some of us are going to have our heads cut off. And some of us are going to watch our children die, watch our wives die before our eyes as they try and get us to recant what we say that we believe in. As a matter of fact, when we start looking at the psychology of the wicked in the wisdom of Solomon, it says, okay, he say that he's a child of God. Come now, let's test him. Let's test him and see if he really believes what he say. Let's examine him now with torture and spitefulness. You see, and I say this all the time, they may start by plucking out your fingernails. Recant. Renounce him. Renounce him. No, I can't renounce him. I can't do it. Cut his fingers off, one at a time. Renounce him, renounce him. Pour salt in his wounds, pour alcohol on him. Renounce him, no, I can't. Then here they come through the door with your little baby. Renounce him, or we're going to put your child's brains on the wall. Renounce, because the people that you're dealing with, They are diabolical, and there is no limit to their madness. There's no limit to their madness. So I just, we gotta get a grip, and we got to be prepared for what's coming. And I was explaining to one of the brothers just the other day that the Walmart facilities, it wasn't just about building grocery stores. It wasn't just about building no grocery store. Building no major grocery store. That ain't what it was about. It wasn't about building no grocery store. It was about that they needed to build these prisons, these institutions. And they couldn't just come in here and just erect these massive buildings and then and then people not be wondering what's going on. So they came under the guise of grocery stores in order to erect all of these prison facilities. And so when the places start shutting down, then everybody thought that something was going on. Walmart. But what they realize is that the places was built for this reason. The grocery store was on your front so that the building could be erected. And so, but all of these things are happening right before our very eyes, and so we're going to have to be a little bit more prepared about what's going on. Because, like I said, when you see the fig tree putting forth its leaves, you know that summer is near. You know the summertime is near. It's right here. Yep. So, yeah, man. So and you can't see all these things, Walmart facilities and and all of this stuff. You can't see all of this stuff and not be paying attention as though it ain't gonna happen. It's happening already. Yeah, it's happening already. So, yeah, it's happening already. But we be on some science fiction stuff. And not really paying attention. Not really paying attention at all. And, the scripture says that if it was possible, the very elect would be saved, would be deceived. What's going on? Preach, Mikael! They got my boy. I just had to come holler at my boy before he go hit the clock. Yeah. What's up, Andrew? And you know what? And I tell you something else. It's been said that it was given unto him to make war on the saints and to overcome them. So you see how many of our brothers we got out here acting foolish on the streets, prideful and arrogant, as though they got something on these heathens. We don't understand that we have to go through. There is many things that we have to go through before we get to the point where we see the Most High start fighting for us. What you got to say about that, son?
I second that statement, sir.
Yeah, so he said that we're going to be overcame by this savage. And ain't nothing nobody can do about it. You see? Yeah. So, but yeah, man, so if our brothers that's over there, when it comes to teaching people, yeah, they are. Thank you, man.
Thank you, brother.
Love you right back.
Well, I'll get back with you.
Okay. All right. I'll see you later. Give me a call once you get settled in. Okay. Yeah. Many people are teaching that, sweetie, that the wilderness. Yeah, well, it is gonna be a wilderness, but it ain't gonna be no wilderness before all these things transpire. Cause I like to know who can tear the pages out. You see, and so that's why it's important for our brothers that's in these constructs of Christianity and Islam to be able to identify who they are, because unless you can identify yourself as the elect of Israel, come back to the law, statutes, and commandments and judgments. The law and the prophets is what gives us the ability to foresee the future. He said, so if it was possible, the Antichrist would deceive the very elect. But see, it's not possible to deceive the elect. Why? Because we have the law and the prophets. And the Father, in his foreknowledge, seeing all of the evil that men would do in the earth, and then forewarned the prophets of it for the sake of Israel. So there is nothing that's going to take us by surprise, because we already know that it's coming. The problem is that are you going to be prepared to deal with it when it do come? Because all that back and forth and fussing and trying to impress people with your wisdom, that ain't going to be nothing. Because we're going to see where your wisdom, where your knowledge and your study habits, where they come in at when you got a knife to your throat. You see? Because the knowledge and everything that you're gaining is not going to have no effect on your enemies at all. As a matter of fact, it's going to be that knowledge that you're gaining that's going to cause enemies to come out against you. And many of our brothers and sisters are not prepared for that. You're not prepared for that. You're not prepared to lose a job behind what you know. You're not prepared to lose no friends behind what you know. How much more are you going to be prepared to lay your life down for what you know? You see? And I just on the phone last night with some brothers just cussing each other out. We're cussing one out. And I'm going to do this, and I'll do that, and I'll slap this, and I'll slap that, and I'll say, you know what? I just laugh. Because what I really wanted to go on there and type, I really wanted to go on there and uncover that homosexual spirit. Because it's a homosexual spirit behind any man that operates in that manner. Behind any man that have no control over his emotional state, it is driven by a homosexual spirit. Because men do not operate like that. Men reason. Men reason together. And men can sit down and talk. But anytime you find men hee-hawing and bickering like women, yep, you best believe it. That's what it is. They just like their mama. It's a homosexual spirit behind it. Yep. So, yeah, man, it's a trip. But it is what it is. So the Antichrist thing is coming down through the pipeline, and he will cause as many as would not worship him to be put to death. And now here's wisdom. Revelations chapter 20 verse 4 said, and I saw the souls of them up under the altar that had been beheaded for their witness of Hamashiach, and that they loved not their lives even unto death, neither did they take the mark, the number of his name, or the image of the beast. You see, those people that reject the image and the mark of the beast are the people that the guillotines stand ready for. It would pinpoint accuracy, let you know why these Israelite brethren had been decapitated. He said they loved not their lives unto death, neither did they accept the mark, the number of his name, nor the image of the beast. Those that will not accept the image of the beast. Now, here we go into another thing, because there are different ways to get entangled into the Antichrist system. Everybody is focusing on the mark, okay? But as we stated before, the mark is a product. The mark is a product. It's like a driver's license. It's like an identification marker of what it is that you have hooked yourself up with, okay? So it's when you identify and pledge your allegiance to the Antichrist system, now you will receive an identification marker, which will be a microchip. Through this thing, you will now acquire the privileges that are offered in this world. Without the pledging of your allegiance, you will not be able to get the benefits which would be the mark. So therefore, you won't be able to buy, work, nor sell. However, but you still different ways to be entangled with the beast. His image. What is his image? What is his image? What is the image of the beast? What is it that is opposing the Messiah? His hair and his head was white like wool. His eyes were the flame of fire. His feet were likened unto fine bronze, as though they had been burned in the furnace. Son of man, what thou seest, write it in a book. That's what he told John when it came to the revelation of HaMashiach. He said, what thou seest, write it in the book. And the first thing that John seen was a description of the Son of Man. So when you start talking about image, and Satan is trying to duplicate everything to his duplicate everything to be like the Most High, then you look at Caesar Borgia. So you're dealing with images, because whatever is the opposite image of the only begotten of the Father, whatever is opposite of that, now you're looking at the image. So there are a whole lot of things that can be done, but like I said, some of these particular things that we're dealing with, we will call them traits of thought, because there are different ways and different directions that you can go, but nobody knows the grand sum total or totality of exactly how these things are going to materialize themselves. Though we can speculate and we can take what we have along with the scripture and do the best that we can for the sake of our preparation. So I give you an example. When we're dealing with Babylon, some people say America's Babylon. Some people say New York is Babylon. Some people say the papacy is Babylon. Some people say Mecca is Babylon. Okay? Some people say Babylon is just what they call that, a metaphor, a symbolism. But now when you look at the scripture, we see that Babylon, the great city that's going to be destroyed in 1 hour, it is a literal place that is located in the center of the desert. It is a literal place where the Arabian pitches his tent. It is a literal place where the customs of the people is to rent their clothes and throw dirt on their head. You see? And so contrary to the different traits of thought that we come out with, that we have, you understand what I'm saying? It don't mean that nothing's wrong with them, because, hey, perspectives are good. Now, we look at things from different perspectives, so I just wanted to throw that example out there, so that y'all can understand when we start talking about antichrist and stuff like that. But we do know one thing. We do know that the third temple that is to be built, it will not be built for our God. It will not be built for the God of Abraham, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It would not be built for them. It will be built for the one that is trying to deceive the people into thinking that who they're serving is God. And so we try to get people, brothers and sisters, to understand the mindset of these people, the mindset of the wicked. When we look at what Rabbi Finkelstein said it, he said it best. He said, well, most of the Jews, they really don't like to admit it, but Lucifer is our God. He said, Lucifer is our God. He said, that is the God that we serve. He said, the most of our people, they don't like to just come straight out and admit it. But now, that's how it is. Because in their mindset, they feel like Lucifer was the God that came and set mankind free when he opened his eyes to knowledge, forbidden knowledge. When he opened his eyes and gave man knowledge to be like God, he set man free. Now, they don't look at the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob as God, because they feel like, in their eyes, they feel like, well, God had human race bound He had the human race of people bound, and Lucifer came to set us free by enlightening us and giving us advanced knowledge. So they think that it's an unjust thing that God kicked Lucifer out of heaven. And so their main number one mission is to put Lucifer back where, in their mind, where he belongs. He belongs on the throne of God. Therefore, the true God must be defeated so that Lucifer can reign as the one and only true God. Hey man, this is the psychology of the wicked. This is what they think. This is how they are unified in everything that they do, from Hollywood to the music industry to the very the most intricate details of this system that we are living in. They are all simultaneously working together to bring about this one thing right here, to usher in their God. And you mean to tell me we say that we the Father's children, and we can't even get along with each other? We can't even agree about what flavor our ice cream we're going to eat. We can't agree about nothing. So I'd imagine that I wanted to come on here and just say that again, that we got to be prepared, people, because right now we still in America, and it's cool. We jump on Facebook, but it's cool because you can jump on Facebook and you can go get you something to eat, and you can go do this, and you still got amenities in this world that you're living in. So you think, in this grand illusion. Well, I'm telling you, one day you're going to wake up and it's going to be over. One day you're going to wake up, grocery store is going to be empty. One day you're going to wake up, you can't get no money out of the bank. And even if you do get money out, it's not going to be worth anything because it's no longer accepted. It no longer has no value. You're going to wake up and ain't going to be no gas station. You can't get no gas. And then you locked into a city. You locked into a place that you can't get out of because they have constructed these highways and everything in such a way to where they can lock a whole city down. The house you think you're living in, the Bible said that the time is coming that they're going to go door by door, dragging people out of their houses. Man, it's some wicked times coming. It's laying up the road, and we don't even see it. They're ushering in military equipment in every city in the country. In every city, in every state, the military equipment have already rolled in. And then, you know, you look at normal things that we don't pay attention to, like sobriety checks, police checkpoints, and you think that it's all about, it ain't all about alcohol. They're out there practicing on how they're going to shut down the highways to where you can't move around no more. You can't get out of your neighborhood. You can't get out of your city. You can't get out of nowhere because everything is locked down. We better get hip, people. We better get hip. We ain't but one event away. Ain't but one event away. And as for the wilderness, yeah, the wilderness exists. The wilderness does exist. Where it exists, that's not my business. Because I'm looking to the Most High's promises. He said, now I'm going to tell the angels to go send in the reapers and let them begin to regather my people from the four corners of the earth. You see, it's the Most High's responsibility to regather his people. He know everywhere that we are scattered. You know what? It's his responsibility. When we start looking at the scripture, because how do you know that when you run away somewhere, that the very place that you run into ain't gonna be the place that's destroyed? You see, our people are already in every place on the continent that you could be, every place in the world that you could possibly be. Our people are already there. So where would you to. Is there any place that you can run that does not already have a remnant of our people there? See, our people are everywhere. So there is no place that you can run that our people ain't already there. And if you run somewhere where our people are, okay, well, how do our people that's already there feel? Do they feel like they need to run somewhere? Because if they decide they're going to run somewhere, then guess what? Wherever they end up at, they people are already there. So the whole ball is this, is that we're going to have to trust the Most High to do what he said he was going to do. That's the only thing I can say. You know, everybody talking about flee Babylon, flee Babylon. I say, well, you first must know where Babylon is before you can flee something. And so, you know what? So, flee Babylon, flee Babylon. Well, yeah, now, according to the scriptures, Babylon ain't America. That's according to the scripture. But I'm not going to go into that. I'm not going to go into that right there. There's too many different traits of thought on it, but I'm just simply dealing with preparation. How you going to buy food? How you gonna buy food when ain't no grocery store got none? And grant you, I know that the city is the worst place to be in. Yeah, it's the worst place to be in. But I ain't thinking about you know, my thing is spiritual. I'm figuring that the best place to be is in the ark of safety, up under the umbrella of the Father's word. Because if you came down to geographics, there is no safe place to be. Our people are going to be persecuted wherever they are. There is no safe place to be. The only safe place that we can be is right smack dab in the center of the Most High's will. That's the greatest thing that we got going for us. That's what we got going for us. So I just wanted to come over here and drop a little couple of things out there. While I was riding, I pull some scriptures together sometime today, and we'll redo it. Take a look at some other things. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day out there. Hope y'all having a wonderful day out there. Yeah. We must walk by faith and be led by the Spirit. That's right. So, all right, shalom, brothers and sisters. We'll be back at y'all.